Hey, it's Talon, the Fireman 1028. Messed it up. Hey, everybody. Today, I can't even. Hey, everyone. It's Alan, the Fireman 1028. It's our 550 performance. Hey, everyone. Alan, the Fireman 1028 here. Today, we're here with our CRF300. We're doing our 550 performance fuel controller. It's interesting. Cameraman, take this away, please. Swap off.
Take me in. All right. Hey guys, it's Alan, the Fireman 1028, and today I'm back with our 2022 Honda CRF300L, aka the KTM Killer. And we're calling it that because we bought this bike to be a competition and comparison for our 2025 KTM 390 Enduro R. So this is going to be the first bit of power gain that we're going to do to this bike. This is an ECU from 550 Performance. My buddy Maverick over at 550 Performance. We're working together on this whole project, which is really cool that we're working together. And this is the stock improved ECU. So what we're going to, now my hands are black because I was painting today. So what we're going to do is that this is going to be the very first thing that we're going to do. We're going to put the ECU in and we're going to run it just like this and see the power gains. And I'll put up the graphs here and we can talk about those. All right, guys, so here is the dyno chart from 550 Performance. This shows the stock, which is in blue, and it shows the stock improved 91 octane tune in the red. If you'll notice at 6,000 RPM, that's kind of the arbitrary number that we have kind of chosen to kind of work with. And the stock, you're right about 20 horsepower, and the stock improved, you're about 22 and a half, 23, somewhere in that ballpark. If you look at the peak numbers, you're going from 23.5 at 8,200 RPM to 26.1. So it's a pretty substantial bump. I mean, you're talking a 10% plus bump just by going to a 91 octane tune, and it actually lowers the peak. And if you'll notice that the rev limiter has been increased from 10,000 RPM all the way up to 11,000 RPM. The torque is not as significant, but there is still a bump there, and I can tell you after riding it that there is a substantial difference there. And as you see that the power gains, especially in the specific RPM range that we're looking for, like the 6,000 RPM range, is that it actually gets us really close at that 6,000 RPM point. Now, the peak horsepower is still way different, but like Maverick was saying, he said, who cares about peak horsepower? If you're making peak horsepower at 9,000 RPM, you're never going to run the bike at 9,000 RPM. So like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to install this ECU. This will be a super simple installation. Then we're going to do an on-road test and we're going to do an off-road test to see how it compares to the baseline that we had set in previous videos. So if you see anything that you like, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get going. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is the first step is we got to take this side fairing off and this little piece of plastic right here that covers up the overflow bottle. This is a lot easier on the L versus the Rally. Rally's got a whole big fairing that goes over here, whereas the L just has this little small one. So we have a couple little 5mm screws here, one back over here, and a couple of push pins right up here, and another one right here. And then we'll have this side fairing off.
It's like a pit stop, you know?
Alright. So our ECU is right behind our overflow bottle, so you can get to it, but it'd be easier to just pull this out of the way, which is a 10mm. Of course it is. I did see, and if you look at the post, one of my posts on YouTube, Harbor Freight, God bless them, they now sell just a pack of 10mm sockets in the 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. I was like, God, short and long. I was like, oh, God bless you. Talk about listen to your customers, you know. Oh, there she is. And there's our ECU, just like that. All right, guys, so the fitting, let me grab the new one just to show you. People get in trouble with this fitting right here. So if you notice how the ECU attaches right here, be very careful with these pins. This is the heart, all the information for your bike goes through right here. So if you screw this up right here, you're SOL. So what you have to do is you have to pull back on the pin, and then I take a tiny little screwdriver and just kind of work it right there, and to work that up and out, just like that. Very gently. Like I said, that's the heart of your bike. You mess these up, you're SOL. So here's our, again, the 550 is a stock ECU that has been flashed by Maverick over at 550. So We're going to swap it out. Now, turn to me. The issue that we have is that our Turbus 3-gallon tank is currently full of 87 non-ethanol gas. So we have a hose.
We got a tube in a tank.
We have a tube in a tank that we're going to have to siphon out the 87 octane gas to replace it with the 93 to be able to get a fair, to be able to tell what we're doing. So that'll be fun.
And who's doing that?
You are.
Yeah, that's right, boy.
So putting the ECU back in is the same process. Like I said, you got this little rubber pocket there. Just slide it right inside there. All right, so you got these little kind of pockets, these little wings on the back of this rubber holder here. So you'll make sure those kind of cover the ECU, and then take your connector very gently, make sure all your pins line up, and then just, oh, that's a satisfying click to get it in there. And then you'll make sure your little cover goes right back over top. And that's it. And that's it. That's the ECU. So we'll put everything back together, and then we'll go take it for a ride. All right, guys, so we got the ECU replaced, so we're just going to see if we can fire the bike up, make sure everything runs. You might get a check engine light, and that's totally normal, and it'll usually about 15 minutes it'll go off. So let's fire it up, see if she runs. It's alive! Nothing crazy there. So like I said, again, it's a simple swap out of the ECU. The stock improved. Like I said, it just adjusts all the fuel table, adjusts the timing, all that stuff to optimize it for the 93. Actually, it's 91 octane, but we have 93 octane here in the Southeast. So we're going to be running 93 in it. We'll go to a street ride, off-road ride, and we'll report back.